Remember the last time you played a tabletop RPG and your friend cast the fireball spell, killing all the enemies and exploding your whole adventuring party? I know they say that living well is the best revenge. Well, how about you play as a living fireball spell and let revenge be the best revenge with Battlezoo Ancestries Year of Titans. Once a month for the next year, you'll receive a unique playable species you won't find anywhere else for your D&D 5th Edition or Pathfinder 2e games. Now you can play as a living spell, a skillful cyclops, a wicked troll, or even a mighty kraken. And those are just the ones I can pronounce. An hair jar?
It's pronounced ein hairyar.
Say tires?
It's satyrs.
Okay, I think I got this one. Dual hand.
Doulahan. It's a headless horseman from Irish folklore, you gigantic tit.
Every month you'll receive a new PDF or Foundry VTT module, along with handmade battle maps, tokens for your virtual tabletop, both static and animated, and detailed in-world lore entries, allowing you to easily add these unique species to your next tabletop session. All this and more for less than a monthly Egg McMuffin. Delicious. Head on over to the link in the description to learn more, because if you sign up for the Kickstarter, you'll get a bonus species a year early, the Mighty Titan. That's 13 unique species throughout 2025 to amaze your friends and family. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to call my dungeon master and tell them that I'm going to be playing as Godzilla from now on. Godzilla. Hey there, Internet. Welcome to Adventure Is Nigh. My name is Jack Packard, and I'm your Dungeon Master, and I'm here with Amy Campbell.
That's me, and I play Deborah Legitsta.
Yahtzee Croshaw.
That's me, and I play Mortimer Rafflesworth Everwind Smythe.
Casey Wosu.
Me, I play Sigmar Iceblood.
Me. And Jesse Galena.
Hey, and I play Grinderbin.
Wonderful. On the last episode of Adventure Is Nigh, the party reunited, and it feels so good. Mortimer touched a root, talked to Celia a little bit, and it felt not so good. Sigmar blew up a cave and trapped a tree, and Grinderbin stuffed some crap down the pipe to make it not work. And we left it at that pipe. You're at this large resonating pipe that is kind of attached to a giant dragon skull. You know that this is the thing that's causing the disturbances for King Fuzzy Hug, and you are going to do something about it or not. We don't know yet, because that's where we left off.
Well, yes. I mean, to summarize the dilemma we found ourselves in, I think we're in agreement that we need to destroy this thing, just so it stops ruining King Fuzzy Hugs. The dilemma was whether to do that now, or to try to talk to him first.
Well, we could destroy the pipe. We possibly don't want to destroy the dragon skull, because we may need it to use it as a megaphone in order to talk to King Fuzzy Hug.
Well, isn't the pipe part of the megaphone part? Like, we would still need the pipe part to get the skull to, like, yeah.
They're currently attached. We could probably pry them apart.
I assume if we detach the skull
from...
If we detach the skull from the pipe, it's going to fall straight down that hole, isn't it? I don't think we can, like, carry it. It's huge and heavy.
And also, it's pretty strong from what I remember last time we talked about. I guess it's
that is
makeup.
Correct.
Yeah.
So destroying it might not actually be that easy.
Yeah.
Mortimer did a
destroy
strength check, and it was a very sturdy skeleton.
I mean, we
don't
want to
destroy the skull.
We don't want to just lob it off and have it fall, but we might be able to, secure it. Dabarella's strong. Maybe we can,
Well, if we're going to be farting around with this thing, I think we need to deal with Celia, whatever we do.
I agree.
Not against that.
In character, because I'm assuming we're having this conversation.
Yeah, we're in character.
Who is Celia?
Oh, right. Yeah, there's this crazy mushroom lady who's running this whole cult of weird naturists who keep banging on this pipe to upset King Fuzzyhugs. Celia is like some old-timey lady who caused discord between the human king and the dwarf king back in the day with weird sort of love triangle arrangement.
So the mushroom chick in the painting from earlier?
Yeah, her.
Wait, you talked to her?
Look, I put my hand on a...
When did this happen?
Look, there's this whole...
She must be so old.
There's this root network thing that connects the minds of all the naturists when they touch it, okay? And when I touched it, I was able to talk to Celia. A side note, she had a little bit of a look inside my head, so it's going to be very hard to con her here on out. But I feel like we could do something.
All right, I'm listening. What are your ideas for this ancient mushroom queen?
He just said he can't con.
Well, we can't con her with anything up to the point where I touch the root. We could make up new cons after that point that don't rely on, misleading her on who I am.
I mean, do we know what she wants?
She wants to blow up the world. She wants to set off a load of earthquakes that destroys the upper world.
She said that?
I got that impression.
She wants to watch the world burn?
I got that impression.
Yeah.
All right, so she's not a fan of the upper... You know what? I can relate. I'm not a fan sometimes, too.
Well, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure she's in a room back there beyond a bunch of roots. I want to see what sort of situation she's in. Could be she's still alive and couldn't detach herself from the root network. Could be she's just a mind inside the root network and there's not a whole lot we can do about her. But we need to find out.
She would be exceptionally old if she was still alive. That's incredible.
Yeah, Grinder, but didn't you say mushroom folk only live 30-something years?
I mean, it varies a little bit, but yeah, we generally have a much shorter lifespan than, people do. Like humans.
Well, shall we go and see what we can make of her then?
Might as well, but remember, Mortimer, stay behind me just in case.
Yes, Mum. Let's go.
Pops, you coming?
Yeah, let's, we're gonna talk to a mushroom,
Actually, Poppers, you know about explosives, right? While we're away, could you stay here and rig this whole thing to explode at a moment's notice if we need the leverage?
Yes, but then I would also explode.
Don't you have some kind of way to detonate it remotely? Or rig up something that we could detonate remotely?
Yeah. Okay, so, digging 101 is don't blow up the cave unless you're not in the cave. Right?
Also, we don't need explosives to get this. This material right here, this horn's made out of, pretty weak. Explosives is really dropping a firebomb in an anthill.
If you want, I can lay some explosives around the base and, have a very long wick, but maybe I have maybe 50, 80 feet of wick on me.
Okay, so just, well, I've got some string and some oil, so I could make some wick.
Okay.
But that looks like that gets us to the door. Mm-hmm. So we don't think we need to blow up the whole room. We just need to blow up the bit of wall that the dragon skull's stuck in, and then hopefully the dragon skull will fall down the pit, and then the whole thing will be useless, I assume.
I mean,
sure, I can try to put some explosives underneath the dragon skull, yeah.
I see a flaw in this, though, is that we're just kind of delaying them. If we do this and we move the dragon skull, that's fine, but all these caves are, artificially made. They could just go there, dig it out, put it back. I mean, we're just making their timetable longer.
Well, here's my scheme. I'm proposing we set up this bomb to use as leverage in our conversation with Celia. So if she starts getting nasty, we can threaten to blow it up.
I don't think she's gonna care. She's old. She's been playing the long game.
Well, it's nothing quite like a short fuse to ruin a long game.
Heyo!
Grindelbrand just scratches her head, but I don't think she has a short fuse. I mean, she's been, again, the long game is kind of her thing.
I just feel like we need to go in there not completely with our pants down. We need some kind of leverage to hold over her, and this is all I can think of. If you got any suggestions, I'm game to hear them.
Yeah, Sigmar starts walking towards the door.
Okay.
I mean,
all right. So I am planting the bombs.
I think our leverage would be better set against fuzzy hugs.
Well, I don't think Fuzzy Hugs at fault here. I think Celia's the one that's causing all the problems.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Fuzzy Hugs is just, a bystander, basically.
So, Sigmar, did you leave the room?
No, I'm just at the door. Like, I'm trying to listen at it.
Sure.
But if we can convince Fuzzy Hugs to either leave, help Fuzzy Hugs move on, or find out what Fuzzy Hugs needs, other than, this to stop, maybe just move for a while and then come back, then that's leverage, because she's lost her world-destroying creature at that point. She's got nothing.
Can I do perception on this door?
That's an open cave. So, Sigmar, you over here, you see this kind of series of tunnels. There are a few. I don't know if you've run into the naked folk yet.
No, but I remember them mentioning it.
Yeah, so you see like
spotted.
Those naked, blue-skinned folk, all like in a kind of trance, grabbed onto root structures, that sort of thing.
All right, so I also overhear, I guess, the conversation back there. Yeah, there's more naked folk over there. How about we try to talk to the worm?
Yeah.
Like, I tried to yell at it from underground. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I saw the worm. It was, like, huge. I think if we are going to communicate with it, we would need something to amplify my voice, because
right.
I don't know if you guys know, I'm also celestial. No big deal or anything.
Yeah, we know.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Did you guys know that I was a little famous?
You saw it? Were you able to hear it? Did it speak in Celestial or anything, or is it just?
It's more like a. I mean, we don't have these, but it's kind of like a freight train going down.
Yeah, like he yelled up at it, and it was as if it didn't notice us at all and just barreled past us. It was giant and it was scary.
Yeah, almost as if like we wouldn't hear like bugs trying to yell at us. Like it's really big.
All right, that's good to know. I think I can whip something up. I saw some of these pipes that were loose in this room down here. I think I can make something that'll amplify your voice real quick.
But we need the dragon head to talk. It's not the pipes.
The pipes will help some. The dragon head would be best. Do we have any idea how heavy it is?
No, I think the plan is to use it as it is now. Like they bang on it to like upset it, but we're gonna like yell into it to try and communicate to it.
Or just talk into it. I'm sure he's sick of loud noises at this point.
The dragon head is a dragon skull. It is like huge. The four of you would need all 4 natural 20s in order for you to move it a little bit.
Right.
Good to know. Yeah, I don't think we should use this thing to talk to Fuzzy Hugs. Because assuming this is the alphabet we use in common, that people are going to hear us and they're going to interrupt us. And
well, that was my worry.
Right. And B, it might just be a loud, obnoxious noise. That's why I want to get a mobile one, and then we're going to go find Fuzzy Hugs and talk to them.
If this could be any smaller, you don't think they'd make it smaller?
Right, but they're trying to amplify throughout an entire network. We're just trying to talk face to face.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want to go next to the giant building-shaped world? That's the plan? Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that is the plan.
I'm not down for any of that nonsense.
I think no matter what we pick, we're fucked. We're fucked no matter what, so let's just pick something.
It's very true, by the way.
Fuck us. Like, no matter what we pick, either we go in and Celia's people are going to fuck us, or we talk to the worm and the worm's going to fuck us.
Let's fill in the gaps in our knowledge. Let's try to open a way into Celia's place, and then I'll put on my cloak of invisibility. I'll scout ahead. I'll report back on whatever the hell Celia's doing, and then we can make a decision. How about that?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. More information is always a good thing.
All right. While you're doing that, I'll build a thing. That sounds good.
Okay. Decisions made. Action time.
I'll follow with Mortimer because even though he's going invisible, I'd just rather eye off to make sure.
Well, first we need to deal with the branches covering the entrance. So let's see how to deal with that.
Yeah. Before you go, Mortimer, going to be like, just to make sure you're safe, and go put a little sticker on you for plus big old thumbs up, +1 to your AC in case something tries to hit you.
Oh, thank you very much, Grindabin. I love your accessories. Okay.
Thanks. I think I'm going to open an accessory shop called Cares.
Nice.
Sounds good to me. Okay, let's go towards Celia's place.
Okay. First things first, Mortimer, Sigmar, and Dabarella, you are back in these networks of tunnels. You see all of the pale people holding on to their root structures and sitting there motionless.
Okay, well, before I do anything else, Mortimer is going to find something to write with. Okay, Mortimer's going to write, keep quiet, just in case Celia can hear through the ears of people who are connected to the root network.
Sigmar gets a thumbs up.
Can Dabarella read?
Yeah.
Yes, he's read like several books already.
Okay, just checking.
She just reads the wrong books because she gets confused.
Okay. So let's quietly head sneaky down towards the tunnel.
All right, so you sneak your way to the roots, and then we will cut to Grinderbin.
Oh.
Grinderbin, you are now back in the forge area with all of the metal and tools.
Heck yeah.
What is it you would like to make? I don't understand completely.
Okay, so I am attempting to use these pipes. I want to make like a big old megaphone.
You want to make a big old megaphone.
Yeah, big enough. I mean, these pipes are pretty big, so it's going to be big.
Yeah.
But my goal is to make it so Dabarella can hold it.
Okay, great.
So probably on shoulder someone else talk, but like it's mobile.
Sure. It's mobile. Well, I guess like that's the question. Like, sure. So let's work on making first.
Okay.
So let's see here. In order to make it, obviously you are an artificer. You build magical things, and so this will be a relatively easy check. Megaphone is a very simple device. It's a cone, right? But just to make sure that you're able to work with something, why don't you give me... actually, give me 2 checks. Give me 1 strength and 1 dexterity check. I want to see if you're able to like move the metal to a workable place, and then a dexterity check for actually forming it, and you can have advantage on your dexterity check.
Okay. I have if it matters, I know because there's actual rolls for tool usage.
If you're using your tools, you get to add +3 your proficiency bonus.
I have tool expertise, so I get to double my proficiency.
Dang! Okay, so then, yeah, for both rolls, you can add your tool proficiency bonus. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, I like the sound of that. All right. Well, then it'll be strength will be this +6.
Okay, so that is a
12.
12 for strength. So basically what I'm going to say here is, you can move it. It's just going to take you a little bit, like, dragging a big hunk of metal. That'll determine how much time it takes you to make it.
Start dragging it and be like, hey, can somebody help me with... Oh, everybody went that way. Okay. Dragging this thing. All right.
Yep.
So got this +6.
Yeah, so, and you get dex with advantage.
Oh, okay. Well, then let me, forgot about that. Let me do
that was
again.
That was a 22, which is very, very good.
Yeah, I'll take the...
Absolutely. We will take the 22. So yes, as soon as you kind of like drag it over to the forge area, you are able to seamlessly create a giant megaphone, though because of your strength check, you're not really able to carry it with you.
That's fair.
Because, it's a giant megaphone.
Yeah.
All right, so you are over there forming. It's obviously taking you a long time to do it, so we will cut back. The 3 of you are in front of all of these roots. There is a solid root wall in front of you. Floor to ceiling, different sizes, thicknesses, different viscosities. There's ooziness to some of them.
No gaps big enough to squeeze through, I suppose.
Absolutely not. It is sealed tight, almost as if it was done purposeful.
Question.
Yeah.
Could Dabarella use her cat claws?
You could,
Like,
absolutely.
they are one of her features. Like, they're probably the sharpest cutting utensils we have.
Okay, Mortimer's going to write a quick note that says, try not to touch the roots with your actual body.
Sigmar puts a thumbs up.
Dabrella gives hesitant thumbs up.
Like you give a thumb up and like a claw comes out, like.
And
like we don't want to make noise,
comes
but hacking at these branches will likely make noise, right?
Well, we don't. Well,
they're going to feel it anyway. It's the root network.
I just don't want to talk and give away any plans we might have. I think like random noise will probably be fine.
Or I mean, I don't know that because are we whispering? I guess we're allowed to like whisper to each other, and that's fine, or we're not talking at all.
Well, I'm holding up a notebook.
Right? Yeah, because in that case, Well, all right. I'm gonna say Sigmar is also looking at the roots. I'm assuming we were thinking about touching it, which is why Mortimer hastily scribbled, "Hey, don't touch it." So Sigmar is gonna take that. He's gonna unbow his bow and basically show the guys, like, "Look, 2 swords. You want me to go at this thing?"
So, like, you have your 2 swords and you're like, huh?
Well, yeah, like,
Swords? Huh?
Sigmar's just like, man, I've got so many knives. I've been waiting for this moment.
Just like magician style, just
right,
pulling
like,
out more
like, open the
knives.
jacket up, like.
Dabrella mimes over and is like, and then gives like positive, like double thumbs up.
Yeah, so I'm just waiting for approval on if you guys are okay with me trying to cut through the
I think
the
you
woods.
deserve your moment with your knives.
This is probably going to alert Celia.
I mean, that's my thinking, but I don't know what else we have in terms of a plan in this moment.
Well, I don't know any other way to get through these roots without touching them, to be honest. Or maybe freezing them first.
So what are we doing?
I mean, is that idea being thrown out there? Because Sigmar's getting ready to just take a swing.
You know what? Just start cutting through them.
Give it a
I'll take
hack.
a step back. Yeah.
All right, so
Let's just see how we do.
they're gonna
Just
make my way up
start with Sigmar's knives, and so that like his actual skin doesn't touch the.
here. Yeah, like I've
roots at
read
any
what
point.
Mortimer said, so I'm trying to just use my short
Yeah.
swords.
Sure.
I guess she knows we're down here, or she went inside my head.
So we're gonna do an attack.
Yeah, start making some attack rolls. I'm just going to start a stopwatch here for no particular reason.
Wow.
Oh, for fuck's
I
sake!
saw you get that out, and I'm like, shit, what does this mean?
So that rolled 15, sis.
Does
That's
it have
a
a
15?
plus
Okay.
from? Do you have a sticker on your short sword?
Probably
Okay.
from like a long time ago. I don't know how long they last.
They last forever.
Yeah, they last until I move to a different one.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, they do. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
so then that's a 16 attack roll. So yeah, you start chopping away at these roots, and are making okay progress. This is very thick wood, but you make your way through kind of like a layer, and you're noticing some tiny gaps here or there.
Can I see
keep
anything
going?
through the gap?
You see more cave on the other side. More cave and more glowy mushrooms on the other side.
So it's obvious there's a path.
Yeah, there is a path on the other side. This was obviously like just a barrier. You keep going?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, give me another attack roll.
Oh, that's
Hey.
beautiful. That's the shit we like to see.
That's what we want.
That is a natural 20 right there. Absolutely. You go full, like Sonic the Hedgehog berserker mode. Like you finally get to use all your swords and knives. You are a cartoon tornado of spinning death. And you are able to very easily clear that.
All right.
Stop that
So
real
we have an
quick.
opening.
You have an opening. Here, we will
Can't wait to watch the episode
Okay.
and find out what this looks like.
It's going to be great.
Okay.
So you have an opening, and that's why we're going to cut back over to Grinderbin. That's why I stopped the stopwatch. So Grinderbin, you are still you've basically just dragged your piece of metal over to the forge, and you are working on it, and your seam is coming together perfectly. You have your big megaphone. What's the plan with it now that it is all forged? I'm going to say, like, the amount of time it took you to drag it over there, forge it, is about equal to or now they are through. They are through, and you're just getting done. But obviously, you don't know that they're through.
Right. Is there a way I can move it? Do I think it's too heavy for Dabarella to carry around without problem?
So yeah, this thing will be difficult for you to move. If you would like to start dragging it back to where to the dragon skull, you may.
Yeah, I'm gonna start dragging it if that's the only way I can do it. I don't think I got time to make some wheels for it, so
I mean, if you want to do that too, you just tell me.
Hey, I look around, nobody's here yet. Guess it's time to put some wheels on it.
Okay, well then, give me another dexterity check using your tools. So that's a +6.
All right.
You know, basically, I'm using a dexterity as like how fluid your artificer hands move.
Not very good wheels. So +6, so 10.
Not quite round.
It's going to take you a while to make those wheels. So we cut back to... actually, we get to cut to a new room. Now.
Wait,
Mortimer and I have seen all this.
Mortimer wanted to go in with the invisibility cloak first.
Oh, okay. Is that what's happening?
So I'll hold up a little note saying, if not back in 10 minutes, come after me. And then he'll slip on his cloak and away he goes.
You are now in another section of the tunnel. You see a few nude people there. Mm-hmm. You are invisible. So why don't you, from right there, give me a stealth check with advantage. Like, you're invisible, but you know, obviously your footfalls could still make sound. You are a practiced thief.
Yeah.
Well, yes, a 22. You are a ghost making a silent fart. You are nothing.
Hey, do a little dance as I go.
So as you enter the room, you see this gigantic mushroom-filled arena is the best way to describe it. There are the worm shippers all over the place. Down here, you see a giant mushroom lady whom you would recognize as Celia Sporefold, and she is kind of sitting in between two giant mushroom clusters. She has all of these like roots wrapped around her arms and like connected to her little mushroom caps and bodies, and she's kind of sitting on a rocky throne in between all of the vegetation.
This is very Gears of War.
Okay. Yeah. I guess what Mortimer wants to know is how detachable she is from that throne. Does it look like she comes out of there often, or does she look like she's been wedged in there for centuries?
Give me either investigation or perception.
What's my best?
Not just
investigation. Oh, I remind you, I'm still under the effects of the Mary Berry.
Ooh, okay, then you get advantage, correct?
Yes.
Thank you for remembering the Mary Berry. Okay, 14. With a 14 investigation. You're not necessarily a plant expert. It looks like she has been connected for a very long time. That being said, with a 14, these are plants. It's wood and mushy material. She can probably be deconnected with relative ease, but it looks like she has been in this spot for quite some time.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I know what I have to start. I have what I need to know to start formulating a plan.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna tiptoe back to rejoin my fellows before I use up this cloak.
Okay, great. Give me a general dexterity roll. I just want to see like approximately how many minutes of cloak time that used, to walk that far.
Okay, dexterity.
The higher the dexterity roll, the less time it would take you.
9.
A 9. Okay, so I'm going to say that took a solid like 5 minutes of you because you were being very stealthy. So we're going to take 5 minutes off of your stealth cloak.
I'm going to say there's 4 minutes left because I used it briefly to escape the tree monster, you'll recall.
Ooh, that's correct. Okay, so you have 4 minutes of your cloak left.
So I'll rejoin my fellows, and rather than communicate with notes, I'm just going to beckon them over to that little cave where Mole Cutpurse was.
Okay.
And so we can have a little quiet conversation. I'll say, okay, Celia's in there. She's plugged into the root network, which is presumably why everyone else is plugged into the root network. She's looking pretty big these days. Probably be a pretty tough fight if it came to that, but I think we can detach her from it. Now, here's what I'm thinking. As long as she's connected to the root network, she can control all her minions. And those guys are going to be bad news if they turn against us, because there's a lot of them. There's a bunch of them in there. So if we can get her out of the root network, maybe that would be enough for them not to be a threat. But if not, maybe I could plug in and take control of them once she's disconnected.
I was worried you might say something scary like that.
Look, it's fine. I've done it before. It's just a hideous Lovecraftian, a mind space dimension. What's to be scared of?
But she's really old, and that means she's probably been there a really long time, Mortimer, and I don't want you to go all scary and bad. You're my friend.
You mean more scary and bad than he already is?
Look, I've got no intention of plugging myself into the root network for eternity, because all the whores I know can't do much with a tree.
Fair. Also, Sigmar, while you're having this conversation, you're just right next to a human skeleton who has a wizard hat and a wizard staff leaning up against a crystal. You're just kind of in this weird area with a long dead wizard.
Oh, we forgot to mention, have you met Mulcut Purse? Yeah,
so
he's the guy who...
That's him.
Yeah, he's the guy who set all this up with Celia.
I still kind of want to take his staff.
Well, they're all asleep, so I guess we could.
So if Celia is hundreds of years old and mushroom folk don't live that long, my guess is that it's her connection to the root network that is keeping her alive. So if we do disconnect her, we probably wouldn't have to fight her.
Well, hopefully. I mean, that's a big hopefully.
We're going to cut away from this for just 1 second. And Grinderbin.
That's me.
I'm going to say, in a similar amount of time, you've been able to drag the megaphone here into the area. And as you come in there, Poppers is like, all right, I got some explosives under the head. I think that's what we all said we were going to do. I'm going to start unraveling stuff.
Oh, I don't think we actually planned on that, but, I guess maybe as a backup, that's not a bad thing.
I thought you said you wanted me to blow it up.
It was on the discussion board. Can you help me pull this, though? This is real heavy.
Sure.
And I made some awful wheels.
You really did make some awful wheels.
I should have made straps to hold on to it with.
Popper's glow stick sets down the wick right there and comes to help you drag this thing. He's a dwarf. Let's give him a strength check and just see. He is not very strong dwarf, by the way, so he's not going to be a terrible amount of help. So we will cut back to you three next to Mole Cutpurse.
Okay, so what I think we should do is I'm going to sneak back in there invisible again, and I'm going to go to Celia's arm that's connected to the root network, and I'm going to wire it up to some bombs, and I'm going to fucking blow it up. And
I'd like to remind you that when you made the little figurine in your hand, the people got pretty excited about it. I think if you did that, they would not be excited about it.
Well, they're all plugged into the root network.
But if you explode the root network, then they wouldn't be plugged into anything.
I'm not
They
exploding.
would feel the pain.
Well, I'm not exploding the whole network, just the bit she's on. And then I'm going to plug in and make them all feel better.
You know what? I just realized we're assuming that the root network exists aside from Celia. Like, couldn't it be that she's like the battery or the originator of this thing? Like, do we know that root networks are like just a thing?
I don't know much about root networks, but
I know a lot about roots.
I do know that that body in there looked like it hadn't moved for a while, so I don't want to act on the assumption that that's where Celia is.
Right. Yeah, like I honestly feel like if she gets detached from those vines, like there won't be a Celia anymore. But like Dabarella brings up a good point. Like, this is their queen, right? Like,
Right.
regardless of whether they're free from her influence, it's probably been a long time that they've been under it. They'll probably be pissed off that we just murdered their queen.
I suppose. No, yes, I guess that is a possibility. That Celia might be causing the root network, and if we destroy her and the root network goes down, all the naked guys will snap out of it and want us dead.
Mortimer, quick question. Did you ask her why she was making the noise when you talked to her before?
No, she was getting a little bit close for comfort. It was like sitting next to a cougar at the bar and having them very suddenly touch your thigh when you're not cool with that.
Well, that's cool. I'm just a normal cat. I've never met a cougar.
Well, if you want to go in there and try to talk to her, I'm all for it, but I don't want to try talking to her through the roots again.
Hey, Sigma, you're pretty good with your knives, right?
Some say.
I would say you're, like, amazing.
Oh, he blushes a little bit.
Oh.
I think, I don't know, but what if I tried talking to her, and if things got really bad, could you just cut her away so that it stops being bad?
I guess. Like, what? Because we haven't seen like the actual thing, right? Like, how much is there to cut? I'm asking. Like, I'm asking towards Mortimer.
Mortimer will describe what he saw in as much detail as he can.
Yeah, and basically like all over her giant body, and she's a large creature, so she'd be like twice the size of a human, and just all over, roots kind of everywhere, intertwined with her being a mushroom folk.
Well, what if we just found a little one like these ones that are over here? Are there ones like there? I can still talk to her from there. Like,
you want to talk to her through the roots? Well, she might take over your mind, is the thing. I mean, she didn't take over my mind because I got some lucky rolls and I'm just that great.
He also ate the... Well, no, Sigmar doesn't know that, right?
And I'd eaten the Maryberry that enhanced my intelligence. So I was able to recognize it as something that was trying to bewitch me.
Yeah, but you had this weird look on your face. If I get the weird look, that's when you cut.
I don't know how to feel about this. This seems much more risky than even blowing up the mushroom lady. I gotta say. What about the other plan where we tried to get Fuzzy Hug on our side? Like, is that still a no-go?
Yeah, it's a great plan.
Wow, Sigmar, you're just blowing. You're a fair weather fan here.
Well, I still feel like if we get to the point where we can talk to Fuzzy Hugs, what the hell do we say to him? We've got this evil cult run by this huge mushroom lady who's gonna like start messing with his head again as soon as they wake up. And what are we gonna do about that? I feel like if we go to talk Fuzzy Hugs now, we're just kicking a can down the road.
Cough, cough. If only there was another person who might have an idea for this. Cough, cough.
You're busy dragging a very heavy piece of metal.
I am. While this conversation is happening away.
So
now.
in light of that information, I'm like, all right, well, let's go kill a mushroom lady.
Okay. I mean, she seems pretty bad, and she spooked Mortimer pretty bad. So I think that seems kind of fair. I'm gonna take this staff just in case.
Sigmar puts his bow back together, as if he's like cocking a gun, like, let's go.
And Dabrella, you're taking the staff?
I want the staff.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. You guys are going to go in and confront Celia. I'm going to go in invisible and sneak behind her throne. And then that will put me in a position of control. I will be the ace up our sleeve.
All right.
In case anything goes wrong. And in that position, maybe you could talk to her and maybe everything will work out.
Let's try it.
All right, you guys are heading back.
Okay.
Dabrella, where did you put the staff? Just in your bag?
Yeah, just with all my other weapons and shit.
Okay, great.
Okay, invisibility cloak back on, please.
Yeah, 4 minutes.
Let's cut to this. Okay, so you are bringing the megaphone to the dragon's skull.
Yeah, because if we need to go to the network, this is probably our entrance point, so I'm just going to have it kind of in this
Sure,
area.
so you're just going to drop it there.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And so then Poppers is like, all right, here goes. So do I continue with the bombs and the wick, or what do you want from me?
I don't know what the heck is taking them so long. They were just going in to do some reconnaissance. This is the longest reconnaissance.
Both of you have taken a really long time. I heard a lot of clanging and a little bit of swearing down that room. I don't know if you were having problems.
Oh, yeah, there was definitely some issues happening there. This is some weird material I'm not used to working with. Mm-hmm. But, well, I mean, I figured, I'd just keep working until they showed up. They said they were just going to do reconnaissance and then come back.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess, so what would you like me to do?
Poppers, I don't want to put you in danger, but I think something might have gone wrong with them.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to go over there.
Okay.
If you come with me, I'd appreciate having the backup, but, I'm not going to tell you how to direct your life.
No, okay, I can, I'd rather be with more people who don't immediately want me dead, and he just holds up 2 more bombs and is like, let's do this.
Okay, well, let's not, don't lead with the bombs, but good to have just in case.
They're ready, is what I'm saying.
Okay, good, that's good.
Okay, so we will come to this room, Mortimer. Let me get... Where's everybody? Mortimer, you are invisible. Dabarella, Sigmar, you are now seeing this room for the first time. More cave, more worm shippers, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Sneak.
Mortimer, you are invisible.
Yeah, so I'm just going to sneak back in.
Okay, yeah, and we'll use your stealth from last time because obviously you kind of know the path.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Then I'm going to sneak into a little hiding spot where Celia wouldn't be able to see me if I turned visible again. Like, maybe just behind here.
Sure. And then Sigmar and Dabarella, as soon as you kind of round the corner, Celia stirs a little bit and is like, well, it took you long enough to get in here. What were y'all jabbering about?
Oh, could you hear us, Miss Celia?
Why, of course, anything that my children hear, I can hear.
Called it.
Oh, what was that?
That means she very likely knows your plan.
Well, we were whispering in that cave away from any of the children.
You were away from all of the children.
Okay.
That is correct.
That you
and
knew
talking
of.
in notes, you actually foiled a little bit of my she knows everything plan, and so there you go.
Whatever, I'll just go. Yeah, I'm sorry. We like to talk a lot. Sometimes we get a bit distracted because I think we just like to talk. And it's nice that you're talking to us, though.
Why, of course I'm talking. I always enjoy a good visitor.
Then why'd you lock the door on the way in here?
that just happens sometimes. My network, it grows, it's been growing for hundreds of years. I can't control everything, and my children know how to get in and out, and I guess I never really worried about it.
How do they get in then?
Oh, sometimes they dig. They can get themselves pretty small, fit through some tight spaces. They're very special.
So I read in the little book from Mole Cutpurse that
My Mull.
yeah, that you're are these your babies?
That's right. These are all of my children. Mull helped me create all of them. The wonderful, wonderful man.
I really want to know how, please.
Yeah, because Sigmar's like, create how?
Well, we tried. Why don't you all come a little closer? I don't want to yell at you the whole time.
While she's distracted, Mortimer's examining the space where he is, and unbeknownst to the others, he's trying to pick places where he can plant explosives.
Okay, sure. Yeah, give me an investigation check, and if you are poking around at stuff, a stealth check with advantage because you are still invisible.
And investigation with advantage because of the Mary Berry.
Dang!
Well, you needed that.
Stealth with advantage.
Nice. 17 investigation, 18 stealth. Perfect. Yeah. So
Beautiful.
you are still rather silent, and you're kind of seeing now, as she's moving a little bit while she talks, you're seeing some of the vines and roots sway with her. You definitely see plenty of places to plant explosives, kind of in little cracks in the rocks, in the mushrooms. Do you want to explode her or the vines? There seems to be kind of a large clump of vines behind her that she's connected to.
Yeah, I want to target the big connections.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you see with a 17 investigation, you see plenty of good spots.
Okay, I got 3 boomers, so I want to pick the 3 optimal points and very, very subtly just work the boomers in.
Okay, yeah, with your 18 stealth, I think you can do that. And so Celia keeps talking to Dabarella and Sigmar, where she says, "Well, I tried to make my babies with the Upsiders, with the human folks, but just none of them popped up. And then we tried making them with the dwarf folk, and they turned out all right, but they're just not." They're not the best little soldiers, and so Mull helped me create perfect plant people. They're all natural, if you will. They're entirely made of vegetation. You see, they're perfect.
Wait, who? These blue dudes and dudettes?
Yes, all of my little babies.
These are
They're
plant
all
people?
made of plants.
And you call them soldiers? They don't really look that dangerous.
Well, they're not the toughest bunch, but that's what Fuzzy Hug's for. I'm sure you figured that out already. I've been keeping my eye on you while you've been down here.
What is it? What you're trying to do with Fuzzy Hug? Yeah, what's with all the earthquakes?
Yeah, what's the dealio?
Oh, wow, it's very simple. And Grinderbin, I'm going to say you come in right as she is saying this part to make sure you can hear as well.
Oh, good.
So you and Poppers come in just as she's talking about this, where she's like, well, I figured y'all had this figured out already. Fuzzy Hug's the big muscle. He's going to wipe out most of the upside, and then my babies will take care of everything else. But because they're human sized, the great thing about them being human shape is once all the upsiders are done, we just get to move right in. We don't need to resize anything like human sized tables. Now we got human sized plants. It works out real nice.
What happened between you and the human king way back when?
Oh, Titanlin.
Yeah.
My Jarmy. My sweet and lovely Jarmy. Nothing happened. He was wonderful. He just wasn't able to make me the babies that I wanted.
How did you meet Maul?
Well, I didn't mean Mo. Mo met me. He was looking for that fuzzy hug and woo, jumped right into me. It was love at first sight as soon as he started talking.
I'm a little shaky on the connection between all of this and the Dwarven War. There's art dedicated to you and your dragon in like the dwarf castle. Like what do you have to do with that?
Sorry to interrupt. While this is going on, Mortimer's fashioning a fuse from the string he's got and one of his oil flasks, and he's leading a little fuse from all the 3 bombs so that they can all be lit by the same fuse.
Oh, we're gonna need another stealth check for that.
Still with advantage?
No, this is just because now you are adding smells to the situation. This is going to be a standard stealth check.
13.
Ooh, all right.
I have so many questions. I need to understand the entire lore of this situation. Like, I'm building to this moment.
Yeah.
All of these episodes. Please don't ruin it now.
No problem. Let's see here. Just gonna give... Ooh, tie goes to the player.
Haha.
I gave Celia a little perception check, and tie goes to the player. So she's just so happy to have the conversation.
It's giving her villain spiel.
Yeah, she's just all about it. As far as you are aware,
Mortimer will just run a little fuse a little way away from the blast zone.
Grinderbin, as you and Poppers come in, give me a perception check.
No!
9.
9. Okay, yeah, you're coming in. You're hearing all of this, which is, like you're around the corner. You're hearing all of this. And so she says, "Well, okay. Well, what do you want to know? Oh, yeah, there was a war over little old me. There was art about me. Oh my. What do you need to know, sugar?"
No, is that what the war was over? The humans and the dwarves fought for you?
Oh yeah. I don't know if you've seen all of this, but I believe that both Fiddle Diddle and Tidinlin were hoping to kind of how you say it, like when you make a strategic marriage, you marry the queen of the Flora folk, you get all their subjects. So I believe it was
the queen of the Flora folk.
Well, hell yeah, honey! Look at this. You think someone else?
On the surface.
I didn't is Grinderbin in the room with us now?
I mean, Grinderbin's he's around the corner.
Okay.
He has showed up with Poppers. I don't know, what is Grinderbin doing? Are you just listening?
Grinderbin, they're definitely listening and being like, what the fuck are they doing?
Like, I didn't know the mushroom folk had a queen or a monarchy that they were under. Grinderbin always gave me the impression that they were all kind of, nomadic, maybe?
Yeah, who were you in charge of before you made babies?
I'm not talking about queen like I got a castle and a lot of money. I mean queen like I'm the mother of like 90% of these y'all, all right? Like I am the queen. Okay. I'm the matriarch. I'm like the start. I was the primordial. I was it.
So you're like Grinderbin's great grandmother.
Who's the Grinderbin?
Our mushroom friend. You said you knew everything. You know we got a mushroom dude down here. Don't play coy.
Oh, I haven't seen a mushroom with y'all yet, unless he's hanging out with someone else.
Oh damn! Did I just snitch?
If you got one of my babies here, I'd sure like to meet him.
Look at Poppers and be like,
and yeah, Poppers is just like, I don't know. Like Poppers, he just holds up his 2 bombs. It's like bombs.
Yeah.
Can I do a perception check to see if there's any sort of sign from Mortimer?
Mortimer is still invisible. Let me do one. So if Mortimer is becoming uninvisible, that's up to Mortimer right now.
I would think 4 minutes would have passed.
Well, this is a little anime action time where like the conversation is happening while stuff is happening. What I will say is Celia kind of leaned back and you see her like take in a big breath and she goes, "Oh, Wavelinden? Is that you around the corner? You get over here, sugar."
What did you say? Wavelinden?
Yeah, I look very confused at her. Like, what is she talking about?
And Grinderbin, what you notice from where you are is that these two worm shippers are staring right at you.
Ooh. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I was thinking about leaving so that this very thing wouldn't happen.
And yeah, so she kind of leans into her roots and she's like, "Look at you. Would you get your honey over here?"
Like,
Sigmar's looking around like, what? What is this?
Okay,
you know just as well as I do that you can communicate just as well with me standing here.
"Well, I want to see you with my own senses. It's not every day that you get to meet a prince. You get over here."
Prince?
Did Sigmar say that?
Yes.
And so she looks to you and goes, "I didn't think any of Tydinlin's sporefold took. It must have taken you this long to gestate. You're the prince. You're my one, or at least the only one I know of. You're a Jarmy.
Sigmar
You're
is
my little
flabbergasted.
Jarmy."
one of us gonna like deactivate his invisibility cloak and peek out from around the mushroom where he is and try to sort of give a thumbs up to the other guys and hold up the end of the fuse he's got.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you
Deborah
notice
is
that?
just like frazzled. She's just got no idea what the fuck's happening.
Give me for Dabarella and for Sigmar, give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Because we just had a bomb dropped.
This is bullshit. We both rolled reasonably well.
We both rolled Sigmar, what I'm going to say is with an 11, yeah, you notice Mortimer behind the mushroom. Dabarella, you're like, you got a bag of popcorn with you. You are taking in the story.
She probably would have some popcorn in her bag for exactly this situation.
Exactly. And for Grinderbin, what is going to happen is these two worm shippers are going to start walking towards you.
I don't like this.
Mortimer's gonna get his tinderbox ready.
And you hear from around the corner, "Wavelinden, you get over here. I know I haven't been much of a mother to you, but I didn't know you were out there. You come here so I can see you."
All right, I know there and there. It's like Grinderbit's gonna think really hard because I remember we talked about this, like genetic memory is a Dikaria thing.
Yeah.
So like, and has parental memories of other people, and is trying to think real hard of someone with that name or something from that long ago, and is gonna look at Poppers and be like, I don't know if it's safer to come with me or run away from me. But
yeah, and Poppers is. I'm gonna roll to see if Poppers can hold it together.
Poppers, I want you to be safe, and I don't know which way's safer.
I'm just gonna stick with you. I got my bombs.
All right.
I'm ready.
All right, stay close then.
He's ready.
Come on.
I'm ready. Okay.
And start. Yeah. Oh, I hate every second of this. This is much longer than I thought it was. This is a hallway. Oh, this is terrible.
So why don't you give me a history or a nature check with advantage? As we've talked about off camera, kind of like Dikaria mushroom folk don't necessarily have.
Oh, you legend.
Familial. Oh, Jesus. A natural 20 history check. Like, mushroom folk don't necessarily have family structures. You're kind of born and you just start walking. You don't, have that sort of like. You don't have like a nuclear family. You don't have any family. Mm-hmm. You start walking and you're on your own, and that's kind of your natural instinct. Mm-hmm. But you do have sense memories. You have like hidden deep down in your brain. If you really concentrate, and with a natural 20, you can very much concentrate. And what you see as it's like a spore, you can feel like as a spore and root structure, this presence over you. And not only this presence, the presence of a larger than life humanoid, Tidenlin Jarmy, kind of watching over your early spore beds. And
Wow.
as you round the corner, Celia just looks at you and goes, "It must have taken you hundreds of years to gestate, darling. But look at you, you are a Jarmy over and over."
My friend's a prince.
So wildly uncomfortable.
Well, I am so glad you made it down to me, because now when Fuzzy Hug is all woken up down there, you'll be safe here with me. And she leans back again and she's like, "Let's get my babies back to work."
Oh, I like the sound of that.
And
Celia,
oh yes.
why do you want to destroy them? I mean, once upon a time, you could have united them with all of your big love and heart to give.
Oh, absolutely. We tried that way.
Well, why can't we try again?
It's because the Upsiders don't, I mean, and let's be honest, the dwarves down here too, they don't have a good concept of balance. You know, they use the plants, they rip down trees, they don't plant new ones. They don't have a good idea of how nature's supposed to work. So we're just gonna kick back a little bit.
I can't argue with that logic.
Why Fuzzy Hugs? He's so big. Why he just eat all the trees and destroy all the plants with his tummy and his big spikes?
Oh, he'll destroy a whole lot, sure, but you know, he'll poop it out, and poop's all part of nature. That's just where seeds come from. We can, my folk can grow from seeds, the Upsiders can't, you know what I'm saying?
Like, so did Fuzzy Hug agree to this, or are you controlling him in some way?
Well, Fuzzy Hug, he's just a beast, y'all. If he gets angry enough, he'll burst right through this mountain.
So you're just using him?
Well, heck yeah.
But you, well, now that you've seen our friend Grinderbin, like, you know that your plan back in the day worked.
Grinderbin, is that what you're, this is what happens when a mother's not about, you were named after your human grandpappy. You are Wavelindin Jarmy, all right? That's what we decided to name you. You want to call yourself Grinderbin, you know, you do that around your friends.
Okay, well, Wavelin...
Like, does Grinderbin have any reaction to...
Just like total like trying to process all of this, like not only of like, oh, you know, oh, I'm from a multi-100-year-old spore. Oh, the mother that another person that one of my grandparents is currently trying to take over the world. Like, there's a lot to process in this moment.
Yeah, Mortimer's still wondering if everyone was okay with the blowing up idea.
Is this plan still we're trying to get?
Everyone give me...
You're really throwing me for a tizzy here.
Good. Everyone give me a perception check.
Okay. Come on, Deborah, you're good at these. Come on.
Oh, this is a wisdom check, so I get advantage.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I got 12.
All right. Mortimer and Grinderbin. Mortimer, you are on high alert because, like, you are ready to light this fuse. And Grinderbin, you are the closest to the door. So each of you, what you hear in the distance is a dunk.
Yes!
As if the worm shippers have stricken the tube, but it has been muffled. And so Celia leans back and goes, "Now, were one of you messing with Turpin?"
So it was Turpin! I thought it might have been. What happened to Turpin?
Well, you saw what happened to him. He's a better door than a window. You know what I'm saying?
No, I do not know what you're saying, lady.
You know, sometimes the cricket's got to fly. Sometimes the cricket's got to be soup. You know what I'm saying?
Did you eat him?
Still lost right now.
No, I didn't eat him. It was all part of Mole's idea. We had a great concept to agitate Fuzzy Hug, you see, but we needed an amplifier, and that's what a dragon skull is. And so Turpin was more useful to me as an amplifier than a pet. He was such a good boy, though.
So
That's really sad.
You know, it's all greater good. My babies need a home to live in. Like,
how can you talk about balance if you're willing to take out the entire upside and kill your own dragon?
yeah, a dragon who burned down forests just because he felt like it. Like, it happens, you know. Like, it's my balance. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Now I think
that
I have a
just
better
sounds
idea.
Yeah, that sounds like a bad owner, to be honest, if it's burning down whole forests.
Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Mortimer, give me a stealth check.
Normal.
Normal.
Stealth check.
Oh.
17.
All right. You are still hidden beyond the mushrooms.
I'm assuming I also can't see Mortimer.
You don't know where Mortimer is. Correct.
Okay.
So,
Okay, I'm gonna try show myself to Grindelwald as well, so I can see he's there. I'm just trying to go, hey, just try to catch his eye.
Okay.
Are you doing anything specific or just being like?
Yeah, I'm just waving and holding up the fuse with the other hand. And pointing at the fuse, and then going like that.
Like, I also want to like take small steps back as Celia is kind of wrapping up her explanation.
Right.
I'm gonna.
And I also want to grab Dabarella to like she knows like, hey, let's try and get out of here.
Here's what
No
Grindelwald
problem.
is gonna do. Grindelwald is gonna make direct eye contact with Mortimer
Okay.
and say, "Yes, I think I understand what you mean," and then turn to look at Celia. Like,
Okay.
I've been talking to her.
Okay.
And take a few steps forward. Towards it.
Okay.
Be like, so you're saying like that everything has to be in balance, that even an age of extinction offers an age for a new life.
Well, absolutely. You know, we tried working together. It didn't necessarily work out, and now I think it's time for, a new age of new folk who can live with a little more checks and balances is all.
Right. I want to say Sigmar did not see that exchange between Grindelwald and Mortimer, right?
Yeah.
So he's gonna turn around towards Grindelwald like, "What the fuck are you on about? You're really trying to jump into bed with your grandma?"
It's mother, son. I'm his mother.
That's even worse.
Okay, Mortimer's gonna. Yeah, he's just gonna walk out into the open and like holding the fuse behind his back, and he says, "Hey, Celia. Mm-hmm. You strike me as someone who takes themselves too seriously. You know what I think? You need to lighten up." And light the fuse.
I'm going to take that as cue to run. You do that to everybody.
All right.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Nobody run. We have to do this now in order. Holy moly. The question is Mortimer, when you were doing this to Grinderbin, the question is was this person paying attention? And so I did a roll earlier and got a 9, and so I'm saying this person was not paying attention. And so what is going to happen is the 4 of you, the 5 of you, including Poppers, are going to get basically a surprise round. So before we roll initiative, What I'm going to say is each of you get around where Celia doesn't necessarily know she's in combat yet. But like normal combat rules are going to apply, as the timing of things is very, very important. Let's see here. As you have been chatting with her for quite some time, and she's known you've been here for even longer as you were hacking at the vines. Hint, hint. So Mortimer, you got your one-liner in. So Mortimer, you can go first. What are you doing? Combat rules apply.
Well, I lit the fuse. Have I already done that?
Yeah, so you've lit the fuse. That's what's going to start your surprise round. So what do you do now?
I'm going to dash all the way over to the crowd, all while screaming, "Leg it!"
Okay, great. Dabarella, you were the first to see Mortimer dash. What are you doing?
I feel like the most sensible thing is to gap it, though it would be fascinating to kill this bitch.
You might also get exploded, though.
I reckon she's not going down, so I reckon our safest bet is to get far away.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
I'm gonna say, "Gap it, fam!" And I'm gonna back it up with the group to try and protect as much as I can.
All right, Sigmar, what's your move?
Pretty much same sentiment. After seeing Mortimer light the thing and knowing that the plan was to put a bunch of explosives behind her, and having experienced these explosives within this cave in the past, his instinct is to run.
All right.
But he's also noticing how many of these guys are out here. So I'm just going to say I'm not going to touch them, but if they come near me, like the plan is to stiff arm and or kick them out of the way.
That's fair. Okay, yeah. Grinderbin, your plan?
Okay. It's combat rules, so that means we could use twice our movement, correct? 2 dash
Absolutely.
actions? Okay.
Yep.
Cool. People are shouting leg it, and it looked like Mortimer had a fuse, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10. Oh.
How far did I move? Did you check?
15,
You moved 40.
30. There we go.
Okay.
So that's 60 feet.
Sure. Something you notice as you get closer to the end of the tunnel is there are significantly more
can
worm
see them.
shippers there.
Yep, there
Right.
certainly is.
Almost as if someone has been calling them this entire time.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. Then
Wait, I only
Poppers
moved
is
40
going to follow Mortimer.
I only moved 45 feet, so since I was dashing, I should get 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
So that takes me... I get another 15 feet.
Yeah, I didn't do full movement either. I mean, I'll stay around about this area because I do want to see if the explosion actually has an effect, like the intended effect.
That is fair. That is fair. How many explosives did you put back there again?
3.
3.
In the
Great.
most optimal route clusters, the largest ones.
Absolutely. Well, and she did not notice that. All right. So each explosive does 1d10 plus 4. So Mortimer, it does not take very... I googled really quickly how fast fuses go. Fuses are very, very fast. Mortimer, please roll me 3d10 plus 12.
3d10 plus 12.
For all 3 explosives.
28.
Ooh.
28 damage. So what happens is, she's talking right as Mortimer gives his one-liner. She's like, "What happened? Why y'all running a boom?" Her entire rock throne explodes. The mushrooms around her explode into nothingness. She takes 28 damage, which is huge. All ties to the network are completely severed. That's an incredible amount of damage. And now She explodes. She kind of braces herself and goes, "Oh, it's gonna be that kind of day." Well, let's get ready, darlings. And we'll all roll for initiative next time on Adventure Is Nigh. That's
oh my
right.
gosh.
Terrible. Wonderful. But hey, thanks everybody for watching and or listening to this episode. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
This is fun.
Bye.
I'm having fun.
Bye.